Well, as you can read the title of this video, it's over for Bloxy Award or the Roblox Innovation Awards. Let me explain. So as you know, we have the voting hub right here, and there are three voting methods. First one is RDC voting, which is what will be announced during RDC, as everyone has known. And the rest two methods, which is predictions and daily voting, are a bit confusing to the players. At first, players thought that predictions and daily voting are two different things, which people at first thought that predictions is to predict what games will win in daily voting, and you will earn a lot of points to get free GC by at the end of each daily voting for one award category. And for daily voting is to vote what game will win in prediction section. And this caused the confusion among players, and Roblox did not address it. Well, now it seems we might have an answer to the confusion of this year voting system. RTC tweeted it out by saying, after further input from Roblox directly, voting during the quickfire rounds does not count for points, only predictions do. Hub votes have no correlation to the predictions and are in fact real votes. For the first time ever, Roblox has decided to introduce both Hub Reveal and RIA Reveal winners. Winners of Hub Reveal categories will be revealed in the Hub at the end of each quickfire round. Winners of RIA Reveal categories will be revealed for the first time at the Roblox Developer Conference or RDC. RIA Reveal is defined as nominees that are not voted by the community and nominees on the RDC voting tab. Some categories such as Builderman Award of Excellence are selected differently and announced at the RDC. All winners will be celebrated at RDC even if they have already been announced in the Innovation Awards Hub. So basically, once the winner of the game of one category at the end of daily voting has been announced, that means that game that pops up as the winner wins the award category and will receive the Bloxys. While for RDC voting, such as for Video Star Creator Award, will only be announced during the RDC 2024 in September. And this makes the community fuming and mad at Roblox for making changes on the voting system this year. Not only that, there's been a lot of drama regarding the voting this year. One of it, which I've mentioned, is the confusion of this year's voting system. Another big drama on this year's Bloxys is the rigging by the game nominees. A lot of games start to bribe players by promising players free rewards, more gameplay and updates, and even it went too far until a game Source RNG built an in-game portal to the Bloxys voting hub inside their game so that they can ask their players to vote for the game to win so they could put out the rewards they promised. This is a footage from someone on Twitter I created above, where, as you know, Source RNG full with macro players, which is a player that continue to grind AFK in the game non-stop without having them on their device to grind for it. They all being teleported to the Bloxys voting hub by the devs because of the portal they put inside the game, causing these players to wandering around the hub, which is pretty insane to me that the game dev is so desperate for the game to win in the Bloxys until they made a portal to, teleport their players to ask them to vote for the game Bloxys. Different for the game Strongest Battlegrounds, where it seems players that playing this game making bot accounts to vote for TSB in the voting hub, or also there a lot of 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds voting for the game, causing other players that are voting for different games fuming because the gap between TSB and other games in the voting hub is too much. For example, TSB is in best strategy category and they win the category by 1.6 million votes. Yes, you heard it right, 1.6 million votes, destroying other games in that category, including the game that should win that category, which is Tower Defense Simulator, which is pretty crazy to me, not gonna lie. Like, TSB is not even a strategy game at all, and they won the category. Just because I said that when if the game announced wins inside the hub, you directly win. There's no like second chance or whatever. Just win. TSB just win that category, and that's why by the time recording this, is the final category for voting, which is best fighting category, consisting of Gas and Black Powder, Type Soul, and two games that destroyed other games in different category, which is Bloxroot that wins best action or RPG, and TSB that wins best strategy. And it seems that these two games are now destroying Gazam Black Powder and Type Soul, that the community on Twitter thought that these two games are deserved to win rather than those two mid games. Well, if you see right now, TSB is leaning by a million votes, which is, oh my goodness, it's pretty insane to me. I heard also that I have mentioned just now that this game use botting accounts, like a lot of 8-year-olds that is in the game also voting for this, because I think also like inside the game also they the devs put out like, hey, vote for TSB in the Bloxy, we're gonna give you the rewards that we want to, like the admin skin or whatever. I don't know, I never played TSB before, so Yeah, that's pretty insane to me. So other context here as well. I also made this post on Roblox tweet about today's voting, with me saying blocks fruits and TSB fighting to win, with the picture said Battle of Mid, which I think is pretty fair to summarize this award category voting, and I believe like some of the category awards that are in this voting. So, and it seems that they got a lot of these voting numbers because what I just said earlier, bribery and botting. Both games asking players to vote so that they can get free stuffs and more updates, and leads to botting and higher number of votes, leaving games that deserve to win losing out by a large margin of votes. And there you have it, the problems with this year's Bloxys voting. I'm not looking forward for this if Bloxys actually with this kind of voting system turns out, where like majority of the category has been announced. So like what's the point of it, right? But I know like there's some category that's not being announced, like video star of the year, like game of the year, that's still not being announced. They're gonna announce in September. But to me it's like, what's the point of, like, you have announced it, why you wanna announce it again in the Roblox Innovation Awards? So it's kind of weird to me. So like I gotta say this year's voting is the worst ever rather than the other years. Like the game's bribery is much worse than years before. I know that previously we have some kind of days like the game devs like, hey, vote for this, we're gonna give you this. But back then it's just like not that much, but now it's just like there's too much of it. The games that doing this, they even encourage players to like vote for it, and even some of them making bot accounts, and then even teleport players to the voting house. Just pretty insane to me, not gonna lie. So yeah, I gonna say this year's voting is like one of the worst ever, and I don't know why Roblox make this such a stupid decision. So even they want to fix it, it's too late now. It's the final category. So yeah, I hope, I don't know, it's gonna be worse again next year. I hope not. I hope that Roblox will learn, and I know they never learn, but like take this as like, don't do this again next year, because I know this is to them like, oh, this is might be a good idea, but now it's just like the community is like, nope, this is not a very good idea, and this is such a terrible idea. And I think like previous years kind of voting is quite okay, you're just like voting without anybody knows like who wins. Now because like the numbers of voting being shown, and people just directly voting those who are getting the high numbers with the game rivalry, and all that. So it's like, what's the point of voting anymore, right? So yeah, it's such a mess up by Roblox. So I hope next year is not gonna be like this and revert back to the old one, which is two times better than this year's one. So I guess since we're here, I think I'm gonna announce all the winners that has been announced in the voting hub of the Bloxys for this year's Roblox Innovation Awards. So Best RB won by Tower of Hell, Best Shooter Arsenal, Best Horror Doors, Best Fashion Catalog Avatar Creator, Best Action RPG Blocks Fruits, Best Strategy Strongest Battlegrounds, Best Racing Car Crushes 2, Best Roleplay Live Sim Brookhaven RP, Best Education Word Bomb, Best Social Hangout Brookhaven RP, Best Tycoon Theme Park Tycoon 2, and currently now Best Fighting, it seems like Strongest Battlegrounds gonna win. So yeah, I'm just gonna say Strongest Battlegrounds gonna win this category as well, and a lot of players spamming, KJ and all in the chat. Oh man. So, but still, there will be winners that will be announced during RDC 2024 in September. So, I will be reporting that as well during the Roblox in Today RDC special, and also giving out keynotes that will be announced in September on the RDC in September later. So, that is all for today's Robloxian today's video. Just want to give heads up for this year's controversial Bloxys voting, and just saying that this year's voting is one of the worst ever. So yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel, and also do join my YouTube membership as well for more interesting perks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.